Let me finish setting the rest of everything up. There we go. I have pinged. We have sent it. We have full sent. Yeah, I can hear myself. Let me mute that. There we go. Let me make sure to ping in my other role as well. Okay, it's widgets. Okay, it's gremlins. Okay. So, hello, Chippy. Hi. It is very nice to see you. Today, we're talking about a different topic than we usually talk about. Cause usually, I'm not huge into the, talking about controversial topics realm. Okay, I'm not, heavily into that. However, some things need to be discussed, especially with this video because this video isn't just like a thing that happened. This is something that actually means something to me, so that is why I wanted to talk about it. Hello, Orbit. Hi. Let me remove. Actually, no, I'm just gonna keep my cursor on so y'all can see where I'm pointing. Hello, we got Chippy, we got Orbit, we got Lala. Dang, we're vibing today. We got peoples. Okay, so for those who don't know what we're doing today, I am talking about. By the way, my chair is very squeaky, so if you can hear that in the background, my bad. But we are talking about how Jojo Solo's very recent video, which is women can't win in the Minecraft community yet. And then yeah, so the current video is women can't win in the Minecraft community. Period. But yeah. So this is what we're going over. This is what we're gonna be looking at, talking about. And I want to talk about this because it means something to me. So, this was posted about a day ago, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, I want to talk about this, and I couldn't decide if I want it to be a video or if I want it to be a stream because I really hate making videos. It's one thing. I enjoy the giving a story to people and watching and having it be done. I don't like making it though, so that's pain. But also, the little perks of having this as a stream is I can talk to chat and I can see what you guys think of it while I'm doing it. So that is also another perk. So do not be afraid. I will try to like stop talking so I can see what you guys are saying, and I'll respond if I, you know, can lock in. So, uh, it has become, it was an issue since I was very young that girls in the gaming community is not super accepted. Okay, this was a thing. I'm not trying to like, guys. I'm such a pretty little princess. I'm not, I'm being a victim here, guys. Why are you being so mean to me? That's not what this is about. This is an actual fact of things that had happened, and I have evidence of happening in my own life, not just the the thousands of videos online of girls getting absolutely bullied in various, online gaming communities. So, yes, this is a more personal thing. Chippy does not think Chippy only eats cookie dough. Are you eating cookie dough right now? That'd be crazy. Hello, Corette. Hello, hello. But yeah, so this video is JoJo's video, and I'm just gonna start playing it. And if I have something to say, I'm gonna jump in. If not, I won't jump in. Pretty simple.
We have taken one step forward and then like 20 steps back. Firstly, I want to thank everyone who took something away from my previous video about women.
This is her previous video was about how basically girls are not super accepted in the Minecraft community. This is just like a general fact. That's the very basis of what she's referring to. I had one little bite. Okay. Can you turn your mic up a little? Yes, I can. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, so that is a basic fact that uh, you may not agree with, but I have seen a lot of evidence of. So we continue.
But today I'm going to talk about something that is pretty disappointing. The whole topic of women being underrepresented and underappreciated has sparked many times throughout the Minecraft community, but especially recently, it was because of the drama regarding Marlowe, and that is
Yes. So the Marlowe drama, I don't have an opinion on it. I don't think that anyone was anything. I don't care. I'm not talking about the cheating allegations today. I'm not talking about the Danger Mario stuff. That is not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about women in the gaming community, not the Marlowe stuff. So if I say something or it's like, or there's a clip in here in this video which is about that stuff, and a person says something about that stuff in specifics, but when it's taken out of context, it does sound worse than it was said. So I want to point that out. This is not about the Marlowe situation. This is about women in the gaming community situation.
why I had made my previous video. And today's video is unfortunately going to be more of a reaction of sorts to what
Kind of same here. Um, you're at work. Hello, Kate. Uh, yeah, dude. Of course, Kate has a job. He's employed. Orbit. Sorry, I need to stop teasing you. But yeah, it happens in every gaming community. It sadly does. It sadly does. In basically every gaming community I've been a part of, I, as a girl, have been, you know, not respected the way every other guy is. So yeah. Um, almost 20 viewers. Dang, that's pretty cool. By the girl, I mean like in a video of like a boyfriend and girlfriend. Wait, what are we talking about? Anyway, so back to this.
was said by a very popular YouTuber recently.
By the way, this YouTuber is so popular. My little brother watches him. Like literally at dinner today, I was talking with my family about this that I was going to this stream, and my little brother says, "Hey, I watched that guy." So, and he's 13. So, the fact that there is literal evidence of in my own family of like younger kids watching this guy's content, young impressionable kids. Kids are not smart. They are very influenced by the things that are told to them by people that they think are cool. So it's this little thing.
I've been worried about making this video because there can be so much backlash, but
I don't care if there's backlash. This is just how it's going to be because it's a fact of the gaming community that I want to address.
instead of me sitting here and attacking a YouTuber or anything,
Yeah, I do want to mention I am not attacking anybody. I'm not saying that Dr. Donut is a bad person or has done anything like harmful on purpose. I don't think he is trying to actively hurt people with this. However, the way it was said and what was said can give a wrong impression, especially to kids who don't understand the behind it. What he was thinking behind it. So, that is what I'm going to be talking about. I am not attacking anybody. This is not about anyone doing anything particularly wrong. This is about my own experiences in the gaming community and why I think that what he said is an undertone that people already think but don't say out loud. So, I'm just saying that right now.
anything like that. I am merely here to watch what Dr. Donut said in reaction to a Marlowe video and explain to the best of my ability why I think his words are extremely damaging to women, extremely damaging to the Minecraft community, and
Yep.
just hope that we are all understanding how speech has such a heavy role in our
Yes, same here. That is what I'm doing.
community. So here is the tweet clip that I saw.
Yeah, there's such a like no one has ever been as good at PvP as Marlowe. Like
I want to mention that, so this is taken out of context from a like part of a video, which you can see on the bottom. But yeah, the clip is very bad. This has been taken out of context. However, what is being said here, the way he says it, pushes the idea that it is not taken out of context. It'll make sense in a minute. I'll be able to explain it, but yeah.
like it's just so rare for that to be the case. And then also no, this I hate that this is like that this might sound like sexist or whatever, but there's never
That. I hate that this might sound sexist or whatever. You're not, okay. Saying this might sound sexist, but hear me out, is not going to help you win your case or prove that you are not being sexist. If you say a fact and if you're saying a fact out loud, right? He's acting like he is saying just facts of the case rather than an opinion. But when you say I don't mean to sound sexist, you don't say that before stating facts. You don't say that before stating facts. You say that before stating an opinion about something. So the fact that he is already saying at the beginning of this clip that he thinks it's going to sound sexist is like pushing the idea that it is a sexist thing that he is about to say. So he didn't need to say this. If someone was like pointing it out and being like, oh, he was being sexist, you can go back and be like, no, I was stating the facts of the case. This is not about my opinion. This is not about sexism. This is about me talking about what has been happening in this like realm of media, right? So but the way he phrased it of defending before he even says anything points towards it being an opinion. And I think that this is hurtful or pain. This can cause damage to people because little kids like my 13-year-old brother are going to hear this and they're going to be like, oh, it's like, I'm not going to say popular, but like this popular person is talking about this. And sure, he might sound kind of like he's feeling bad, but the entire time he is saying something which does not align with how bad he feels. Which I am going to go into more depth in once we start talking about what he's actually saying. But yeah, Magma, I'm pretty sure he was trying to talk about how it's sad that women are a minority in the community and he doesn't want people thinking he's sexist for saying that. That's the thing. If you're saying that women are a minority in the community, then that is a fact. You don't need to say, oh, I don't want to sound sexist. You're not sexist if you're saying that there's a minority, because there is a minority. And I'm going to go into depth onto why there's a minority. So, yeah.
been in Minecraft PvP, and I'm assuming this is the case for other games too.
Actually, I'm going to go back a little bit.
Or whatever, but there's never been in Minecraft PvP, and I'm assuming this is the case for other games too. There's never been a case where like a girl PvPer.
He struggled with that word. He struggled with that word. I just want to point that out. It was kind of funny to me when I first saw this clip. I was like, bro, why are you trying not to say girl like it's a disease? But yeah.
There's never been a case where like a girl PvPer has been like number 1 or number 2.
There has never been a case where a girl PvPer has been number 1 or number 2. And then he continues on. He goes,
or number.
Just by the way, I'm gonna respond.
We're gonna ignore the Jojo bit, but yeah, he goes number 1 or number 2 or yada yada through 100. There's not been a case where a girl PvPer has been one of the best, is what he says. And the problem here is that he is saying it as if in relation to this situation where Marlowe is accused of cheating and accused of being a guy and such like that. I don't know what the actual truth is. I'm just saying what I know about it, so you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. But the way he is saying it is sounding more like there's never been a girl in this community, so it's probably not a girl who is actually good at this. It's probably not a girl who is in the top 100. And he, by the way, he continues saying throughout this entire video, it's so rare that that they're this good, and it's even rarer that she's a girl, which not how statistics works when it comes to people. But yeah. Um. Anyway. Uh. Let's see. What are you guys saying? Yeah, he's trying to be safe, but he did it horribly. This Dr. Donut clip is so bad. This one YouTuber I watched covered it in a YouTube short. This reminds me a little of Simon when CJ got canceled. I was about to say, scientist off freezing. Pretty sure there's 100% confirmed proof that Marlo is fake. He's really stupid for saying it the way he did. I'm reading chat, by the way, guys. This is not what I'm saying. GDF, there is proof. Okay. There's a woman who is 5th overall in PvP, by the way, Kylas. Yeah, there is proof. Yeah, there was proof of a person's face revealing was an actor. Okay. I don't know who Marlo is, bro. Okay, yeah. Well, even if this is fake, right? He is still saying that there has not been evidence of a girl being in the top 100, and it's a very rare thing. He says rare through this entire video many times, which is like not how that works. Cause rare is like when you roll a die or when you open a Pokemon pack and you got a good card or you got the number 6, right? Like rare is when there's an equal chance of everything happening. But in the PvP community, it is not about equal chance. It is about putting in the time and dedication and work to become the best. It is like the Olympics. It is a sporting event. You have to put in effort. That is not about whether you flipped a coin, is it a guy or a girl who's number 1? No, it's about rather than rarity of a bunch of factors coming into play and happening to be true, it is about whether a person wants to become the best, because no matter what, there is going to be a person who is the best. Whether it's and it's most likely going to be a guy because of a completely separate issue from the quote unquote rarity of it being a girl. Because it being a girl, statistically speaking, should not be this low. Like, it should not be as rare as he is saying it is. So the fact that he keeps on saying rare, like women are like an exotic species that are never seen on the Minecraft leaderboards, is like, that is why I'm upset with this. So, yeah, in ideal world, the top whatever amount of players in a competitive sphere should be a 50-50 split of men to women. The only reason why there aren't more women higher up is that they're discouraged from getting better. Yes, PJ. Very close. I'm gonna explain why. And then Magma, statistically, if you eliminate skill and you calculate it all from luck because of the ratio of men to women who play competitive Minecraft, women are less likely to be number 1, but that doesn't mean that they can't be the best or should be questioned just for being women. Yes, that is a very big point. Yes. Dang, wow, getting this on my homepage, I guess. Oh, hi, Nico. Oh, I think my 13-year-old brother also watches him. Yeah, yeah. My brother watches him, and we had a little discussion about this at dinner. But yeah, so the reason that it's not a 50-50 split, and the reason that it's nowhere near a 50-50 split, the basis of it is, okay, just in general, Minecraft players, percentage-wise, is about like 60% guys and 40% girls. Maybe a little higher or lower than that, but that is generally about the ratio of men to women who play Minecraft. That is just play Minecraft, that is not PvP. So, if you're talking about like basic statistics of not people, then it should be a 60-40, and statistically in the top 10, 4 of those should be women. Okay? Statistically speaking, 4 of them should be women. If you look at the Minecraft tier test, leaderboard, there is one person who identifies as she, her, and this guy is and Dr. Donut specifically is talking about biological women at a point. I don't care whether it's biological or not. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. But there is one. Okay, there is one, which, if we're talking about the 60-40 split, which should be there, is not there. And I'm saying it's because it's and the 60-40 split, which we were talking about earlier, the 50-50 if it was completely fair, but the 60-40 if it was completely fair, isn't there because of a different reason, which is something which PJ said in his second message. Let's see, credit. I feel like this all comes from a stereotype of only boys play video games or whatever gender stereotypes there are. Gender stereotypes always exist, and it's just more heavily applied here, I feel. Yeah, for real. I sure think Counter-Strike. Okay, so with everything which has been said, right, they're discouraged from getting better. It's not just women are discouraged from getting better. In every single competitive gaming space that I have ever been in, okay? Because I have been playing Minecraft alone for 2/3 of my life, okay? But every single video game, competitive video game which I've played, which is like Call of Duty. I did play Call of Duty for a while. I played Fortnite for quite a while. Okay, I've played in multiple competitive video game in areas. However, while I was in those spheres, this was a while ago, so it was way worse, and it was so much worse than it is right now in the Minecraft community. But it was really bad. But we're talking about nowadays, okay? We're talking about nowadays. While it is better, I do want to say it is better, there's still people who are very popular, like Dr. Donuts, who say these things without thinking about the context they could be used in, or his audience which watches him, which are 13-year-old boys who are already exposed to the culture that girls are bad at video games and that they should be, made fun of because they're apparently so bad that they can't be a part of this, right? I would know this because I listen to my 13-year-old brother game down the hallway and say some crazy stuff. I can't repeat any of the stuff that he says. Anyway, but yeah.
At the end of this, I know some.
So the fact that you've been a case, never.
We're almost done.
3 or top 10 or top.
Okay, so back to the video, because I've done my little rant about how it's happened to me, but
top 50 or top 100. It's never really been a case, which sucks. So the fact that she's number 1 already in every game mode already is super, super rare.
The fact that she is number 1 in every game mode is already super, super rare. Okay, the way that he is saying this, he is saying it like it's a rare thing for someone to be in first place. But that is not how first place works. First place, there is going to be a first place no matter who it is, okay? So it doesn't matter if it's a super, super rare thing for someone to be the best, because that's not true. That's not a fact. That's not a thing that happens. Because whoever is the best is 100%. They are the best, And then if someone surpasses them, then they are the new 100%. Right? So that's not how it's not super rare for someone to be the best in every game mode, because there is going to be someone who is the best in every game mode, whether it's a guy or a girl. It's very rare for someone to be tier 1 in every mode. Yes, that is true. However, there are people who are the best in multiple game modes. I'm pretty sure. I looked at the tier list thing before, and I think I saw at least one person who was like 2 or 3 was the best, like 2 or 3. But yeah, so that is one thing, right? That is like there is going to be someone who is the best, and if he's talking about every game mode, eventually if he's talking about statistics, there has to be someone who is the best at every game mode. And because they just put in so much time and effort. I know this is about cheating, but just in general, the way he's saying this, it sounds like, oh, it's super rare. But the problem is he's saying it's already super rare for someone to be the best, and then he links that to being a girl, which apparently makes it exponentially impossible. Okay, if you want to hear about my own experiences in this. So, when I was younger, I remember my Fortnite days a lot better than my Call of Duty days, but I know Call of Duty is really bad. Like, I can't say any of the stuff from Call of Duty, but, like, if you Google it, like, Good Girl and Call of Duty, you'll find videos, okay? You can see what people say to women in Call of Duty. But my Fortnite days, okay, just generally, I would go and play squads, right? Because I like talking to people. I'm a big yapper, if you couldn't tell. Uh, yeah. So I'd play squads. I'd meet people, and like I'd say a good 60% of the time when I was first playing, um, a person when they heard that I was a girl or they didn't think I was some 11-year-old boy, they would immediately like either just say things like I shouldn't be playing this game, or they would leave me out of plans they were doing. They would not, they literally wouldn't revive me, which is like incredibly petty. But yeah, so yeah, in TF2 and CS:GO, it's insane what they say if a woman speaks. Yeah, it's bad. Um, but yeah, so they would just generally be petty if they weren't blatantly just insulting me and telling me. There's so many times where they'll just like, I don't know why it's their favorite insult, but it's like, oh, go back to your kitchen or something like that, right? Like I don't know why I sound like I'm 60 saying child slang, but yeah, it's they'll say stuff like that, and I'm like, okay, do you want me to go tell you to work on your car? Like, what is happening here? There's no reason for you to be telling me this. Yeah, go to the kitchen. Yeah. So they'll be saying things to me a lot like that. I don't remember every interaction I've had, but yeah, things like that. It'll be very just like, you don't need to say these things. There's no universe where this is constructive in any way. But yeah. I know. I know. Out of the 4 billion people on Earth, like out of I mean 4 billion people on Earth, of the 8 billion are women. That's what I meant. But yeah. So yeah. So they're like acting like I'm not supposed to be there. They actively make my trying to play a video game and have fun experience like way worse cuz I can't even play because they won't allow me to be on their team. They won't allow me to be a part of their team. And then with the people, I used to get really excited, which is so sad when people would just genuinely act nice towards me. Like if I was a girl and people didn't and they didn't treat me like I was different, then I would be so excited. I would be so happy to the point where I would like genuinely try and become like best friends with them because they weren't mean. Which child outcast has learned her lesson, okay? She has more self-respect. She has more self-respect now, okay? But yeah, so that was the basis. I'm not going to say everything that I heard because some of them include bad words, which I don't say. But also, just in general, you can know that they were just disrespectful and they didn't need to be. Um, let's see what else. I think there's another thing I was gonna say, but I can't remember exactly. Fortnite players treating women like crap. Yeah, so that is some basic stuff which has been said. Honestly, if you look at like any girl plays like COD or Fortnite, right? Video, if you look for any of those videos, it's really high probability that that was said to 13-year-old outcast or something very similar. Very similar. Um so yeah, that was pretty crappy of people. Now we have come a long way. I'm saying right now we have come so far, and the Minecraft community is so much better than Fortnite or COD. Okay. However, it's still there, but in an acceptable way, and that is my problem. It's in a quote unquote acceptable way because it's not blatantly telling a woman to not be there. It's not blatantly telling a girl that she should not be here, she is not able to be here, she doesn't have the skills to be here, and that she is not accepted or wanted in a particular area. It's not blatant anymore. However, there is an underlying tone behind a lot of stuff that guys have said to me, even now, even in like this sphere of gaming which I'm currently in. Here, I can read this. I hate this as a part of society that will never get erased. Stereotypes, whether it be on race or gender, is so common at my school, and you immediately get noticed as an outlier when you don't agree. Why do you think I'm named Outcast? But yeah, so oh, that's one thing. So when I was younger, right, I, of course, had an older brother, and he taught me to play video games, and I'd have so much fun hanging out with him, and I liked doing all the stuff that he liked doing. I didn't like Barbies. I didn't like hanging out with the girls who were my age because they were really boring, and I didn't like doing the stuff that they were doing. So I would constantly hang out with guys, okay? But the issue is that guys were not ready to hang out with me. And the fact that they constantly would berate me and make me feel like an outlier or an outsider to any situation I was in, whether it be in person or online, it did make me feel like an outcast, okay? This is part of why outcast is currently my name. Because it made me feel so unwanted by the world because that was all I was exposed to. It was either girls who didn't understand what I liked doing, or it was guys who didn't want a girl to be doing what they liked doing. So yeah, that's the basic idea of I felt like that, and that's why I named myself that because every time I see my name now, I know I sound like I'm tearing up. I'm fine, but every time I see my name now, it reminds me of why I need to not be like that. It reminds me of why I need to be that person who makes people not feel that way. So I have been trying my best to always try and be a friend to people, to try and bring them into things. I really try to not try to exclude people because I know how it feels and I don't want anyone to feel that way. because it is so terrible to feel that way. So, yeah, that is a very important thing as to why I am called outcast, why I do like 90% of the things I do. So, anyway, it's funny when you consider that one of the very things you learn in any psychology class is causation does not is not oh, causation is not correlation. And that just gets thrown out of the window in society. When the girls genuinely act like characters from a Disney Channel movie. There's so many girls who did that. I don't know why. But yeah, I used to hang out with girls my age because I thought playing sports was boring. They didn't like me when I was 10 when I did that. Yeah, like, it's not fair because they just don't want you there. But yeah, so that happened to me a while. So I generally got bullied for being brunette. That's like the most basic hair color. I didn't see the end, but like I would get physically hurt by by your best friend. People are just mean. I had a very similar thing where one of my friends would like tease me for always eating the same lunch, which is a video for another day. But you know, I felt genuinely terrible because on all the time I just get like alienated for things that was like the most basics of stuff. I just scrolled down and saw a video called Minecraft's Best Girls versus Boys. Yep, that seems about right. So, there's a common phrase that is thrown around, which is just be yourself. You can't be yourself without being criticized or mocked. So, yeah, just be yourself, except you're sometimes not allowed into the places which you want to be in because no one likes you, I guess. Also, JDF, eat lunch, eat food, be healthy, please. Like, I know we're both picky eaters, but like, please at least eat food. Anyway, back to the video because we still got some stuff to talk about.
Her being number one in just Crystal PvP is super, super rare. Her anchoring.
Her being number one in just Crystal PvP is super, super rare. Oh my gosh, this line made me the maddest out of basically everything that he said. Because there has to be one person, and only one person, who is the best at Crystal PvP. So the fact that it's a girl out of 8 game modes should not be that crazy. It is not super, super rare. It's not that insane that this person that a girl could be the best at Crystal PvP. It's not that insane. I mean, she's probably a cheater. I think there's evidence of that. But, like, still. Like, it's not that insane that a girl could be the best at Crystal PvP. Because it's not about skill. It is currently, right now, about the alienation girls get from doing stuff in the gaming community. JD, if you didn't eat lunch, that's not good for you. Magma. Yeah, but yeah, this isn't even about her being a girl. Yeah, the part where he's like, "Oh, it's so rare for her to be the best at Crystal PvP." I'm like, "Yes. This is about this is literally about."
At that speed is super, super rare. But then you also include the fact that she's a girl. That's
But you also include the fact that she's a girl. Someone has to be the best. And the fact that he is not saying that he is constantly saying that, oh, it's super, super rare, and the fact that she's a girl just makes it so much more impossible. That is my problem here. It is not just the fact that he's saying, oh, she's a girl, or maybe it's just that, oh, she's a liar and she's not real. The problem is that it's such an improbable thing for someone to be the best and then also be a girl, is the problem with that. That is what the problem is. Bro, when I try to eat lunch, I get really sick. JDF, I think you need better lunch. Anyway, back to this.
horrible to say, but it just makes it so much more rare.
What do you mean so much more rare? It's not a rare thing. Statistically speaking, there should be a girl who is the best at least one of the game modes. At least one of the game modes. There are 8 across the board, I think, and then there's like overall. But like out of that, there should be at least one girl who is the best or at least in the top 3 of any of the categories. I looked at it, I'm pretty sure that there isn't. I tried to go through and find as many like YouTube videos and like hear people's voices and what they like identify as and everything. But like I think there is one trans girl in the top 10 and then everyone else until like until 20 is like still guys or trans girls. There is no biological women in the top 20 people. And statistically speaking, that should be improbable. But yeah, this is mostly just me like beating a dead horse at this point. But the bad part about what he is saying,
And if she's a biological girl, I don't know, it just makes it like the chances of that is just so rare.
the chances of that are just so rare. It's not about the chances. This isn't about, you know, we're not dealing in poker, okay? This isn't like, oh, these are all the cards that we happen to be possibly getting and we're getting an equal draw of anything. It's not about chance. It's about the effort put in. And he's not acknowledging that it is about the effort put in. He's saying that it is about, oh, it's so impossible for it to be a girl because it's just statistically like women aren't here. Women aren't here, so it's impossible for it to be a girl. And the fact he's not saying that it's a problem, he says, oh, it's really unfortunate, or what does he say?
No? That's horrible. I know that's horrible to say, but like
I know that's horrible to say. He doesn't say that shouldn't be the case. He says that's horrible to say. He's saying, oh, it's bad for me to be saying that this is all true. He's not saying, oh, it's really sad that this is the way it is. Which, again, it's just a matter of he should have worded it better, but whatever. So, while this is one thing, like, he keeps on saying it's so rare. It's not statistically probable for this to be a girl. It's not statistically probable for a girl to be the best at Crystal PvP in specific. Statistically, there should be one. Statistically, there should be one. And the fact that there's not is the improbable thing. And he is showing this to 13-year-old boys who already are exposed to the idea that girls are bad at video games and that they are way better than girls because girls are just generally bad at everything. I know, and don't say, "Oh, that's not what 13-year-old boys are thinking." It is what they're thinking. I have a 13-year-old little brother. Yes, they are. I hear him down the hallway saying some really freaking crazy stuff, and I even talked to some of his friends about this. I talked to some of his friends. I'm like, oh, so what do you think? And he's like, oh, you're a girl. You're so bad. Specifically, he said, you're a girl. You're probably bad. But he didn't say probably. He said words that I don't say. You're a girl. You're freaking bad, okay? This is what has been said to me as a 13-year-old said to an 18-year-old lady, okay? So, whatever. So, yeah. It's not all about luck. It's about skill, so the statistics change. He knows what he's saying is bad. Yeah. He's not apologizing for it, though. He's saying, guys, I hate to admit it. Guys, this is really sad to hear. He's not, but he's disguising his, guys, this is the way of the world, as, guys, it's so unfortunate that this is happening. Because what he's saying sounds like he's being empathetic, But when you listen to what words he is saying, he is not being empathetic. And 13-year-old boys are not going to hear him being empathetic. They're going to hear him saying, this is how it is. It can't be a girl who's in the top. Because girls are not in the top. So, yeah, that is what's. Yeah. My cousin who's 13, who outcasts normally you hear when I'm in VC, says a lot of these racist or stereotypical things. So I can safely say that young teens are easily influenced. Yes. That is a thing. This guy doesn't seem to understand that his 13-year-old little viewers, who my brother literally said he watches this guy consistently, are watching this and thinking, oh, girls can't be in the top. Girls can't be the best. And he doesn't understand that, which I feel like is the problem. Because every other guy also is thinking, oh, that's just how it is. It doesn't need to change. That's just and it won't change because girls just aren't the best. Girls just aren't good at the game. Right? So it's just he is reinforcing the idea that has been keeping girls from becoming better in the community and making it more accessible for girls to be good. Cuz girls are not kept down because they are bad at the game. They are kept down by people telling them that they shouldn't be here. And if they shouldn't be here, they're less likely to continue trying. Which Jojo herself says later in the video. I can't remember exactly which point. But she basically says there are so many times where I've been discouraged from continuing playing Minecraft or making content or just like fighting or PvPing in general because I'm not accepted in this space like I should be. And that's the problem because I still get that feeling, whether it's because I'm a girl or whether I just had a really bad impression when I first joined the Spiral. There are still people who do not treat me with the same respect that they would any other guy that they know. I'm not naming names. I'm not going to say specific people in the Spiral which I know about treating me this way. Because I don't know for sure that it was because I was a girl. Maybe they just didn't know me and they just didn't want to talk to me at all. But there are many times where I have been shunned or ignored or just talked down to because I was not as good as them at playing Minecraft, I guess. And it's so sad that it still happens. It's so sad. But yeah. Maybe it's the fact that I grew up in a Christian household, but neither me or my siblings were heavily influenced by this sort of bad or evil media. I grew up in a Christian household, and guess what, guys? I was influenced by you get influenced by people, but who are bad, whether you're on the internet or not, okay? Because my mom's friend is like, I hate to say it, I know I'm a Christian. I'm not supposed to say this, but she's a witch. Okay, I'm scared of her, and I don't want to talk to her or be near her like ever. But whatever. She's like nice, but like in a way that's like I'm always right and you're always wrong, and I don't respect you, kind of thing. She's nice. She's not kind. So that's what I don't like about it. But yeah, we all have those people in our lives. Okay, you're gonna get influenced whether you're on the internet, off the internet. It just happens. Dude, I'm not glad I grew up with sisters. I grew up with a sister. I'm glad I had one. She scares me to death, but also, I love her, I guess. And then JDF. You probably had the worst experience joining a Spiral. It honestly wasn't that bad. Like, I was worried through most of it, but looking back on it, I've had worse experiences with joining communities. Um, yeah, the fact that I've had worse, and only one of those reasons was because of the same reason that I had a bad experience joining the Spiral, is sort of telling. As someone who practically grew up around females and has basic respect for them as people, I just feel bad that men are known for being so exclusive towards minorities. I know. Like, I'm not trying to enforce the idea that men are forcing women out. It's not about that. It's not about men. It's about specific people. Even women hate women. Okay? I say I hate women because I think it's funny because it's kind of true. I've been influenced by these people who I'm around, all these guys who say I hate women. I'm not good at talking to girls. I'm not even seen as a girl by like half my friends. So, yeah. And honestly, I'm kind of happy I'm not seen as a girl by half my friends because it sucks when you are. So that's why I've been pushing to see more like one of the guys, and I get upset at people when they say, um, specifically, I have a friend who says fellas and fellasses because he only says that whenever I'm in the call. Because if he forgets I'm there, or if I don't seem to be there, he'll just say, like, guys, okay, fellas, okay, guys. And then if I'm there, he'll say, okay, guys, and outcast, okay, guys, and lady. So it's like, I don't want to be treated like I'm an outsider or a different part of your group. I don't want to be treated like I am a separate thing from everyone else who is here. I want to be the same as everyone else here. I just want to be at the same level. I do not want to be a separate thing. Okay? And it bothers me so much that I'm even if it's like supposed to be such like a little joke or something, it still bothers me because I've spent so much time trying to become not an outsider, not an outcast. But anyway, back to this. Chippy. I feel bad when I play with Aqua because I'm so bad at Minecraft, so I've kind of just let him build while I find supplies because I don't want to ruin the aesthetics. Chippy, that's so real. That's how I feel whenever I'm playing Minecraft with JDF because I build because I can't measure up to his PvP, like skill. I can't do that. So I just don't try because I don't want to be laughed at or like excluded from things because I'm not good enough. So I just decide to stop caring about it. You know? So yeah, PJ. Off topic, but YouTube's chat comment character limit really pisses me off. Let me rant, YouTube. You can't contain me. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro, guys, is gender neutral. It actually is gender neutral, also, bro. It's like a definition of is a person of either sex. If you can tell by how much I use it, yeah, we do only single player, obviously. Why do you laugh at you? Not specifically JDF, other people. Because most of the time when I'm hanging out with JDF, we are in groups. I'm gonna be real. We usually are in groups with other people. And usually those people are my friends. But, but, in specific circles that I'm in, I'd say about two of my 3 to 5 circles are genuinely make me feel very unwelcome, which makes me hang out with only like again the 2 out of possibly 5 to 3. You can see why it's 5 to 3. So yeah, I mean Orbit, you don't obviously laugh at me because you think I'm bad, but you and Trevor will make fun of me all the time because I'm just generally terrible at like everything. I This is also why I don't like hanging out with Trevor. And also why I don't like you hanging out with Trevor. It feels like he's a bad influence sometimes. I respect him. I care about him. He's definitely my friend. But sometimes Brill goes a little overboard. And I do not enjoy being around him. Anyway, back to Chippy. I just don't know. I also feel bad trying to build because I don't want to make him think that I think I'm better than him because I know I'm not. Chippy, no! Chippy, you do what you want to do. I know that I'm a hypocrite, but you do what you want to do. And then if Aqua gets mad at you for liking doing something or thinking that you're good at something, bro is not the one. Okay, I hate to break it to you, but if bro gets mad, he is not the one. I would consider 3 out of like roughly 45 people I talk to IRL actual friends. Yep. I do as a joke. I never try to hurt your feelings. Yeah, or that's a thing. Like, I know you're not trying. That's why we're still friends. That's why I enjoy hanging out with you, and that's why we're watching shows together, right? Like, I respect you, and you're my friend, and I know that you're not trying to hurt me. Sometimes it comes across as hurtful because of things that you don't know about, because of a lot of stuff that has happened in my past, which you have no way of knowing about. Um, but I will tell you if I'm bothered, or I'll leave if I'm bothered. So yeah, I can handle myself. It's okay. You can tease me, Orbit. But yeah, so I didn't think Trevor still existed. Yeah, he's not really in this community anymore. He went back to his own community. Plus, he has a wife, so he's kind of got to deal with that. Also, I appreciate you, Orbit. I appreciate you trying to make me feel comfortable. He's chatted in BTC Discord's Severed Souls. Who even is Trevor? Trevor is one of my friends, which I invited to. Yes, it is McTrevor. Uh, I forgot about that. Yeah, who I invited to Mobster Mash. The BTC season. I don't know when his. He does. He has at least a fiance. I don't know when the wedding happens, but I know that he has at least a fiance, which I call his wife. I feel betrayed by Mochi. I told her day one, what? I want to watch My Little Pony. She told me tough. Fiance. It's not right, but you did your best. I don't think I could spell fiance either. But yeah, so this has become kind of a rant, but about personal things. But at this point, yeah, I'm back to this whole video of Dr. Donut saying these things where it rubbed me the wrong way. It made me feel like we're taking another step backwards. Like we're just encouraging kids to continue to be this way, which which is a problem. And then Jojo finally sticks up for women in this community, and I think it's really, brave. Because a lot of people are going to be like, oh, you're just being dramatic. It's not that bad. This doesn't happen to every girl. I'm sure of it. I don't do it to girls. But it's like sample women who have been in the community. And I'd say at least 1 out of 5 who played any of the, I guess I'm going to say, more toxic games will absolutely tell you that they have been like completely discriminated against because they are girls. I'm going to say discriminated, yeah, because that's how it works, because that's what the word means. Even if it's not as bad as like actually physically hurting people, it's still cyberbullying. Like, you shouldn't be saying this to people. Your mom came in? Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, it absolutely is that bad. Even if you do not see it, there are people like me, like Jojo, like all those people who freaking clip farm the people on Call of Duty, all the women who clickbait with the Call of Duty bullies, right? Cuz while yeah, it is clickbait cuz it's still true. Like even if it is like, this is a thing, this is like, oh, crazy, it's still true. Like it's not a false thing that they're clickbait. This is actual stuff that happens to actual people who have feelings, which is so sad. It's so sad that this is like seen as a normal thing. So yeah, that's why I felt like I should talk about this because I am so bothered by the fact that so many guys just don't respect girls. in the gaming space. Even and that's why they call certain games like girlfriend games, like Animal Crossing or like Tamagotchi Life or anything that doesn't have confrontation. Which I think is so stupid. While I do play those games, so do so many guys. Like, it's not a girlfriend game. This is a game which people enjoy, that girls tend to enjoy more, because they're not kicked out of the space. They are not shunned from being there. They're not told they're not supposed to be there. So yeah, that's what I've been very upset about, because it still happens, and it really shouldn't. It really shouldn't. And it's accepted. It's accepted in these communities that women are bullied and treated as if they were worse in general just because they're a girl. So, yeah, that's my main point for this stream. That is what I want to get across. I'm not going to watch the whole thing. I'm not going to react to the whole thing. If you want to, you can watch this yourself. This entire video, it's good. I recommend you watch it. It is very important because everything she says in here, I'd say I'd basically agree with. I'd basically agree with almost everything in here. And you can decide how much you want to agree with, but yeah, this is a good video to watch. Please, like, don't think that it's just, oh, we're being dramatic about women can't catch a break in the Minecraft community. Because I'm not being dramatic. We are genuinely treated worse, and the people who think that we're not are part of the people who are making it acceptable for us to be treated this way. And I'm saying us. Yes, I am. I'm going to be saying us because I have been treated this way. And I have evidence. And I have memories of feeling like I am less of a person, less of a human because I just am a girl and I want to play a game. So yeah, that's my piece. That's my piece on this. Y'all don't have to listen. But yeah, that's what I've been thinking about. And that's why I wanted to talk about this. Let me just finish reading the rest of the chats, and then I think we're going to end the stream. And about what I was saying, I know Akko wouldn't get mad at me, but still, I don't know. You worry. I get it. I have anxiety. We still love you, Chippy. I'm sure he does too. And then PJ, I was thinking about female only events, and I just remember there was some tech expo set up exclusively for women, and there were a bunch of guys there because they can't handle a women-only space. I know, like, bro. They said it for girls only for a reason. Like, if... And by the way, don't get... People are gonna be like, oh, you can't set a girls-only event. You would get mad if we set a guys-only event. Yeah, do you want to know why we would get mad? Because you said a guys-only event? Because women aren't usually allowed to be there. They aren't encouraged to be there. They aren't encouraged to be at the normal ones, let alone the guy events. And the reason we're having the girl events is because we're not encouraged to be at the normal events. So yeah, yeah. Women just need like a bare minimum respect. Like adopt me, what I've been grinding for weeks now. Low-key trading is absolute confrontation. Hello, Meadow. You joined right at the end of the stream. But yeah, so that's what I was trying to talk about. I think we're done now, but I hope you all have a good day. I hope you guys go to sleep happy, okay? I do try as much as I can to spread as much, smiles and happiness without just sounding upset at everyone all the time. But I do get mad. I do get mad, and I'm trying not to be a confrontational YouTuber who makes drama videos or streams where I'm yelling at people or saying someone's a bad person, because I'm not saying anyone in this video is a bad person. I would just rather women are more accepted. So yeah. Goodbye, guys. See ya. I'm gonna go watch My Little Pony with my friends, and half of them happen to be guys. So I think that's pretty cool. Because again, it's the same. It's the same way. Like if guys are watching like quote unquote girl shows, like I want that to stop being a stigmatized thing too. Like I want my guy friends to be watching My Little Pony with me. I think it's a great show. So yeah, see you guys. Goodbye. Love y'all.